beseech you to follow me to glory. Life is a beautiful triumph, and we stop and experience a great lightening of the heart with me. Please? Somebody?
And we're live. Greetings, friends. Welcome to Free Roam Fridays. On Fridays, we free roam. Happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. G-Lash with the thumbs ups. Appreciate you, friend. I always know we will have an excellent stream if I see J-Lash and his thumbs ups. Rage 10 says, hi, everyone. Greetings, Rage. Hello to you. Miko Herptile says, hello, Super Antonio and Sadie. Hello, mods. Happy weekends, everyone. Well wishes and good health for David and Chrissy, Odog, and Serena. Yes, I will get into that, but if you want to send your well wishes to David, Odog, and Serena, you can email me at reddeadsuperantonio@gmail.com, and I will forward your well wishes, because I'm sure they would be happy to hear from you. Miko, I'm making you a mod because I need help with this, with these unruly bastards in the chat. Not you, Miko. Not you, Real Reaper. So yeah, you should have a wrench. Also, I like seeing wrenches in the chat. It assures me that someone other than me is paying attention. The Real Reaper says, I'm back. Howdy. How's it rockin'? It is rockin' and rollin'. How are you, Real Reaper? Rage 10 says, where's Sadie? She was here. She just moved. I'll make her come back, though. I'll make her come back for you, Rage. It is a mostly peaceful live stream. We are just going to pet dogs and do a little fishing. Hop, hop. That's it. After the violence of the last week and the dissension and discourse of the nation, I think we just need to calm down and just ride around for a little bit. Play with the horses. What's that about? 5 viewers in the chat. Welcome. There's Sadie. Say hi to Rage 10. He's from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines. Cloudy says, howdy, y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. Welcome, friend. The Reaper says, I'm jolly, especially after this stream. Are you playing as John or Arthur? On Fridays, we free roam with Arthur. Rage 10 says, what horse are you using, Super Antonio? This is the liver chestnut Hungarian half-bred, also known as Boadicea. So, for various reasons, various personal reasons, Odog, David, and Serena, our 3 channel moderators, are not going to be available for the foreseeable future. I can't really get into why. But it's not good. It's serious. I'll just say that. And they could use your prayers, all of them. Callum's here. Greetings, Callum. Callum says, "Hey guys, I'm off for the next week, so I'll be in more streams. Nice to see you, and again, and especially you, Super Antonio." Yeah, Callum, nice to see you as well. I'm sorry it's so late for you. Shout out to Ireland. Serena, David, and Odog are gone for the foreseeable future. They didn't do anything. They're not in trouble. They just have personal issues they need to deal with. And I can't really get into it without betraying any confidences. You may know some of it, but if you would care to send any of them your well wishes and your thoughts and prayers, you can email me at reddeadsuperantonio@gmail.com, and I will forward your messages, because I am absolutely certain that they would be happy to hear from you and would welcome your kind words. There's Miko with his wrench. That makes me happy. Miko says, "Thank you. I'll do my best," as Arthur would say. Yeah. Let's see. No politics. No porn. No links, of course. No obvious self-promotion. I mean, I tolerate some, but if it's obvious that you just came here to promote your channel, that doesn't make me happy. Chrissy V is here. Greetings, Chrissy. Welcome, Chrissy. How's David? Can you share anything in the chat? I hope he's well. Tell David I miss him. 12 years in the chat. Welcome. David's here. David, I miss you, friend. I was just telling everyone to email you and Serena and Odog. I'm glad David's here. I made Miko a mod. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm so happy to see you, David. I can't do the streams without you, friend. I seriously can't. Callum says, "Oh, never mind. There he is." Let's see. Callum says, "Hope all the former mods are all right." They're not former mods. They just, they have a lot going on in their lives. Although I don't know anything about it, I love having good chats with them. I'm going to miss David. Yes, we miss David. I'm glad he's back. And David says, "Yes, thank you, Chrissy. Appreciate you and David, as always." And seriously, I can't, I was, when I got the news, David, they're friends, Real Rapper. That rat is a friend. As far as I know, the strawberry cat is the only one who will actually catch rats. I've paid attention. I made a short out of this. It didn't do as well as I thought it would. But yeah, after I got your email, David, it's like it affected me. It affected my heart. I'm in a weird place emotionally anyways, but it made me realize how important you are to the channel and how much I enjoy having your company and your presence in the chat. Not to put any pressure on you, but it just wouldn't be as much fun without you, friend. Rage, Sadie does not look funny. You look funny. You don't. But, Sadie is tired and she's a little hot. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's an odd coincidence, so many of my mods being gone and down. I'm reminded by a quote from Ian Fleming. Ian Fleming, as you know, is the creator of James Bond, and he worked during World War II. He worked in the OSS, the precursor to the MI6. So he was an actual spy. Incidentally, he worked with his cousin, Christopher Lee. So anyways, Ian Fleming said that one thing they said in the service about sabotage was, first time is bad luck, second time is coincidence, third time is enemy action. And 3 being out at the same time for me, that's an odd coincidence. And, it's like one's on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast, one is all the way on the other side of the planet. I don't like that kind of attention. I am surrounded by coincidence. I suppose we all are if we look for it, but it kind of it threw me off. It might have scared me a little. Coco Monkey says, hi, Super Antonio, and hi, Sadie. Greetings, Coco. Appreciate you being here. And David says, I've been in contact with Starheart. She's not well. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's sad, and I hope she gets better. And I know I said mostly peaceful, but we gotta take care of these jokers. Callum says, haven't been in the best of places myself the past few weeks. The new job has been hard, and just general depression is hitting the hardest. But it's all about focusing on the next day, not the current. And Christy says, sorry to hear that, Callum. I wish you well. And Callum says, oh, hope you enjoyed it. You can never go wrong with a pizza, because David and Chrissy had pizza tonight. Look how fast that whetstone is spinning. Glennis, channel member Glennis Coleman is here. Greetings, Glennis. Appreciate you being here, friend. Happy Friday. What a week we've had, huh, Glennis? Callum says, my go-to pizza has to be a garlic pizza. My go-to pizza, well, my favorite pizza of all time is ham and artichoke hearts. But really, you can't go wrong with pizza. I can't think of a single, flavoring of pizza that I wouldn't thoroughly enjoy, even Hawaiian pizza. Miko says, hello, Glennis, and David says, Glenn. Greetings, Glennis. We're looking for dogs in all the wrong places. It is a mostly peaceful stream. All we're really going to do, says it's, is pet dogs and go on a little fishing trip. Glennis says, my husband says it's a skydiving thing. And David says, Coco with a monkey emoticon. I didn't even know he had monkey emoticons. And that dog is barking at that window. What could it mean? Why would he be wanting us to pay attention to that window? What's that about? A blue tick coonhound. Callum says, how's the past few weeks been going for you, Antonio? Well, pretty good. We're just focused on the channel. Keeping busy. But I'm sorry to hear that you're upset or depressed. That's not good. I hope sir, tell us if there's anything we can do to help. We'll help you as well as we can. When I'm feeling down, what helps me? Exercise, of course. Having this one around really helps, because you can't focus on yourself. And also, dogs just stay in the moment. They're permanently in the moment. What's next? What's next? What are we doing now? What's the next adventure? And they keep you dogs keep you centered. Little Coco Monkey says, I've been stuck on Master Hunter 9 for 2 hours now. I kind of want to give up. You want to, so you're shooting a possum playing possum? Possums are nocturnal. 1. 2, you can find them around Emerald Station. The field between Emerald Station and Emerald Ranch. Go there at night, make a save, and just keep riding around. And shoot at anything that moves. And sooner or later, you'll find a possum. The Real Reaper says, leaving a bit early. Sorry, I'll see you guys later, though. Until next time, partners. Okay, Reaper. Appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great weekend. Glenda says, my husband's favorite pizza is a Popeye pizza, a spinach pizza. Yeah, Italian food, you can't go wrong with spinach. They really know how to do their spinach. Spinach and tomato and garlic is a great combo, and cheese. Spinach a calzone. Spinach like ravioli. Reaper says, take care, Miko and Glynis and Coco and David and Antonio. You too, Reaper. And David, I'm glad you're talking to Serena. I'm glad she has your support. She'll get better because I insist that she gets better. I insist. I rarely insist, but I insist that all of you get better. David says, by Rig Station over where the O'Driscolls had Arthur on the road near the trees. That's an interesting spot for possums. I've never looked there. Rage says, Super Antonio, do you think that Red Dead 3 is the story about Jack and Arthur's son? No, I don't think that would work. Because you're moving into World War I. And you have to go backwards. It has to be a prequel to Red Dead 1. Cloudy says, I've been struggling with money a lot recently. I didn't get the job I was promised. I worked my butt off for, but I've been thinking of just leaving this town and doing the whole van life for a year. Well, Cloudy, that sounds, I have to say, irresponsible. And, I mean, adventurous, yes, but I think if you're looking for adventure, you know, maybe a road, I don't know where you are, but a road trip up to Alaska, working at the canneries, working on a fishing boat, working on a crab boat, because those guys will hire unskilled labor. They'll just work you like a dog. But, you know, you'll make like 10, 12, 20 grand in a season. And you'll have, you know, you'll kind of have fun. It's adventure. But I would seriously think about something on that line, like taking your van up to Alaska and finding work there, as opposed to just like living the van life. So living the van life with purpose. And Callum says, yeah, life has been harder the more I'm growing up. Always going to miss the years when I was just a kid at 9, 10 years old. My mom wants me to get to the doctors to get a diagnosis, which is all right. On your depression, Callum? David says, always possums there, day or night. Glennis says, that's where I get my possums, over by Lone Mule Station. No one uses the, no one uses Emerald Station. But note, oh well, anyways. Callum says, relatable, Cloudy. It's hard making money these days, especially with rude bosses, which is the main thing for me. Yeah, I know. They get a little power and it goes to their heads. You can always try selling stuff on eBay. Becoming an eBay reseller. You can try your hand at a YouTube channel. Miko says, I hear you guys. Sometimes I just want to drop everything and start new someplace else. Yeah, I mean, Coco said, me and my family went to Red Lobster. Wow. That sounds good. Yeah, Cloudy, if you want to drop everything and, you know, it's like, just do some internet research on jobs in Alaska. Cloudy says, maybe I should do some research about Alaska. I do have 2 cats I have to think about as well. Okay, that complicates things because you can't leave the cats in the van. You may have to like leave those cats with a friend for a bit while you do your Alaska adventure.
You okay, boy?
Callum says, I do always think, why am I here? But everyone has a purpose in life and something to do to bring the people around them and yourself. It takes time for everyone to feel their worth as a person. And Miko says there are possums, raccoons, and badgers just outside of Horseshoe as well. Yeah, Callum, just understand that wherever you are is where you're supposed to be, and it is part of your journey to become the man that you're going to become. The trials and tribulations that you're going through right now. But just, focus on the man that you want to be. Start by making a list. It helps if you write it down, not on your phone. Get a piece of paper or a notebook and make a list of traits and attributes you want as a man that you would like. Honesty, upper body strength, whatever, kung fu skills, and then expand the list, like to talk about your, how much you would like to make, what kind of, what your interests are, how what your dream job would be. Just make the list as long as you can, and then just start looking for themes and patterns and see if you can figure something out that way. You usually can. Callum says, and yes, it's for my depression and other things. I may possibly find out when I go for my diagnosis. I think I'll go, but I'll be anxious. Yeah, I would be too. And David says, the back of Shady Bell, too, for possums. And Rage says, there are possums in a house near Riggs Station. David is sympathetic towards Rage. Callum says, definitely going to take that into consideration, as it definitely will give me more things to do and better myself. There's a Chinese saying, let me think, how does it go? Opportunities multiply as they are grasped, which means, you reach for one opportunity and it'll fractal you out in different directions, and you'll see more opportunities as they arrive. But it's that first one that you got to find. Coco says, what made you want to do YouTube? This game, and I was not satisfied with the quality of videos that were that I was finding when I was looking for research on this game. Everyone sounded fake. Manufactured. They didn't have the the love or the respect for the game that I felt, and basically I started the channel to make videos as I wanted to see, basically, and here we are. Oh, I'll tell you, there is one. Well, I can tell you his name because he's got over 1 million subs now. He had like 300,000 back, but Mr. Boss pronounced Saint Denis as Saint Denis, and that was the tipping point for me. I made like my first video like a day later. I started the channel because I could not stand that effrontery. Could not stand. But Mr. Boss has over 1 million subs now. So whatever he's doing quite well. Thank you very much. Callum says, switched back to Xbox recently too, as I missed playing with my friends, as I didn't have too many to play on PlayStation. Was fun while it lasted playing on PlayStation, but it's always better playing with friends. And he continues, thanks for the kind words, Antonio. Always the best person to talk to about my problems, as you always have a good view on every topic in the world around us. So that's nice of you to say, Callum. I'm just kind of, I care about you. I care about all of you unruly bastards. You're not really bastards. I just like calling you that. Cloudy says, never trust an IGN review, LOL. Yeah, Cloudy, I agree. And Mr. Boss is so fake. Yes, he is, but 1 million subs fake. a gold play button fake. That's ridiculous. So it works. And that's just not my personality. Callum says, I go to the Rad Brad for my game reviews. I watched him a lot as a kid. And Glennis says, so we have Mr. Boss to thank for your channel. Yes, you do, Glennis. For what it's worth. And David says, watched a few of him until I found this channel. Yeah, I think everyone did, David. Mr. Boss and Trippy. I still watch, I still am subscribed to Trippy, but I have not watched any of his live streams or videos since this channel took off, just because I don't want any overlap. But I still am subbed because, I'm sentimental about him. He was a big inspiration for my channel. David, I'm glad you're here. I'm feeling better. Cloudy says, I used to watch Hazard a lot. I was thinking we would do a movie night tomorrow. Another movie night, because they are doing quite well. Pearl, which you were not here for. I hope you saw it on replay, David. But Pearl did really well for a Wednesday. O-Dog is here. Greetings, O-Dog. I was just telling everyone to email me so I could email you. Wow, O-Dog. Appreciate you being here. Welcome back, O-Dog. I made Miko a mod because I thought all my mods had abandoned me. Miss you, friend. I hope you're feeling better. Miko says, I watched some of Mr. Boss's vids as well. I was on a Red Dead 2 high and eventually found this channel. Well, I'm glad you're here, Miko. O-Dog says, greetings all. And Callum says, how's things? And David says, watch Trippy and tag back. This is the only channel I'm sub to and a member of. And a founding member, David. What a long, strange trip it's been. Glennis says, hey, O-Dog. O-Dog says, sup, Callum playing NCAA Football 25. And Momo says, hello, Super Antonio. I have some exciting news. I made my first video on my other account. Well done, Momo. David has a Moondog emoticon for his brother, O-Dog. And Momo says, hi, O-Dog. O-Dog says, I see. Congrats, Miko. Hell, we're all near dead. O-Dog, you have to get better. I insist. Jesus Ariola says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Greetings, Jesus. Happy Friday. On Fridays, we free roam. Glennis says, I like Trippy and tag back. And O-Dog says hi to Momo. And David says hi to Jesus. And Glennis says, hey, Jesus. What did everyone have for dinner? Inquiring minds want to know. I had a broccoli omelet with hash browns and Spam. And it was delicious. Mama One is here. Everyone say hi to Mama One. And Papa One. Greetings, Mama One. Greetings, Papa One. And O-Dog says he's doing as best he can, but he will get better, I'm sure, at some point. David says, I'm just taking it really easy. Coco says, I came across your channel because I kept looking for how to get the Legend of the East Satchel. And Miko says, hello, Mama One and Papa One. David says, there she is. Jesus says, I had al pastor tacos. Glennis says, I enjoy a channel called Brindle Bucker. And David says, there he is. Papa One says, hey, Miko. Momo says, I had broccoli and cheese rice. Yeah, broccoli and cheese is a great combo. O-Dog had homemade taco salad. A lot of Mexican food in the chat tonight, David. That's for you. Mama says, hey, Miko. Hey, David. Momo says, I know you might think it sounds gross, but it's good. No, I love broccoli. I eat broccoli almost every day. 15 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Happy Friday. It's a mostly peaceful free roam Fridays. We're just petting dogs. And then we'll go do a little fishing with Hamish. Cloudy had Hawaiian pizza. Mama says, hey, Cloudy. And Papa says, hey, Cloudy. And hey, Glynis. Callum says, hey, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Hope you guys are having a good night. Mama 1, what did you make for dinner? And how are your video endeavors going? Also, if Papa One wants to start a channel, maybe he could showcase some of his saddles and some of his leather work and do like a leather working tutorial. I'm sure that would work really well. Chrissy says, David will be back in a minute. No worries, Chrissy. I'm just glad both of you were here. Mama One says, we had homemade lasagna with fresh ground beef, homemade garlic bread, homemade sauce, a small salad, and a chocolate cake. That sounds delicious. Glennis says, we are having thunderstorms here right now. Well, make sure their dogs are in, and they'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let's bring Sadie back for Mama One and Glennis and Papa One. Hup, hup. Hup, hup. Come here. Say hi to Mama One. Say hi, Mama One, and hi, Glennis, and hi, O-Dog, and hi, Papa One, and hi, Cloudy. Chrissy says hi to everyone. Chrissy, I appreciate you. And I miss your husband. Not in a gay way. Well, maybe a little gay. A friendly way. Can't do it without him. Momo says hi to Sadie. Say hi to Momo. Tell everyone to like and subscribe. 14 viewers in the chat. She's tired. Mama One says, my video is coming along. I sent the files to my son so he could edit. Since he hasn't been well, took a few hours to figure, plus my son's sanity. Ha ha. Yeah, editing videos. What's that about? Mama One says, hey, Sadie. Momo says, I didn't know there were poodles in Red Dead Redemption 2. This is the only one. He's very friendly and very silly looking. Do you know what a Labradoodle is? A Labradoodle is a cross between a Labrador and a poodle. They are very silly looking dogs. We know 2 Labradoodles that we see on our walks. And both owned by women because I can't, they're very undignified looking dogs. I don't think any man would really enjoy having a Labradoodle. But I will say this for them. They are very well... They have very kind attitudes, and they are, they have very, very curly fur, and it's very soft. It's like ridiculously soft. It's doll soft. Well, I'm sure they're bred for that, but it's they're very silly looking dogs. O-Dog says, Super Antonio, NCAA Football 25 has done 2.2 million units in just 3 days on pre-order and 600,000 on the EA trial as of today. First day of launch, it's popped for over 200 million and counting. Do you think it's worth making a video on O-Dog? I'm going to make a note of it, and I will do some research. And if I can find like an interesting article, maybe we'll try some video game news again. NCAA 25. Okay, I made a note of it. Papa One says, tonight's dinner was awesome. Also a trip down memory lane. We went through some old home movies and stuff. Got to see old movies and recordings of my dad. It was emotional, but wonderful. Yeah, see, David, Papa, sorry. See, Papa One, if you made a channel showcasing your leatherworking talents and your your saddles, then you could put up those home movies as well. And your father could live on the internet. Odog says, this will be the biggest title this year. Okay. Momo says, my grandparents have a Labradoodle. Is the coat really soft? And Cloudy says, you can see cats eat pigeons in Saint Denis. Oh, I haven't seen that, Cloudy. I want to see that. I want to see that. Where, Cloudy? Papa One says, thanks to my beautiful wife for taking those videos. A wonderful surprise when I needed it most. Glennis says, the scourge of the grooming world, or any of the doodles, are nuts. Yeah, well, that's because they're very conflicted. Am I a poodle? Am I a Labrador? But I read somewhere that poodles originally were like hunting dogs. The French used them as hunting dogs. Callum says, gonna head to bed. Nice talking to you all for a short while. I'll be back tomorrow. Hope to see you all there. Love you all. Love you too, Callum. Tomorrow night, Callum, we're going to do a movie night. Not sure which movie, but it'll be interesting, I promise you. Mama One says, a friend had a giant poodle, sweet dog, and loved horses, but they were terrified of him. Ironically, that made him want to cheer them up. Yeah, I love dogs' attitude that way. You know, they can't understand why someone wouldn't like them. David says, see you, my friend Callum. And Callum says, have a good night, David. Hope to see you tomorrow. David says, I hope so too. Me too, David. And Miko says, night, Callum. And Mama One also says, good night to Callum. Odog says, later, Cal. Glenn says, that's why poodles have those weird haircuts for hunting in water. And Glenn says, night, Callum. Oh, because I watched that Korean ghost story, the tag along, Amazon assumed that one, I speak Korean, which I do not, and two, I would be interested in another Korean ghost story, what called The Ghost Station. And I watched it, and it was scarier than the tag along, if that's possible. And I'll explain it to you in a second. Papa One says, I need to do that, plus all of you could see what my dad actually looked like and sounded like. When recorders and videos became a thing, Dad was amazed. Yeah, do it. See where it takes you. So, in Ghost Station, what year is it? Did it come out? It's fairly modern. It's about a haunted subway station. 2022. So, there's this reporter, this young reporter, and she's in trouble. She's getting sued by like somebody she interviewed, and because she's like a freelance reporter, she has to cover the cost, and the newspaper or the website she works for isn't going to like cover any of it. But then she makes a deal with the main editor that if she can bring in a decent story, they will help her like cover the cost. So there's this tragic accident in the subway where this person gets decapitated, and she interviews like one of the witnesses. But she learns later that the witness was a ghost. We know it at the time because there's like, he's shaking and he's acting all weird, and she thinks it's because he's like in shock from seeing the accident. And then he looks in the mirror, and there's this little kid, this scary little kid, grabbing him from the shoulder, like just like hanging onto him from the shoulder. But she can't see him, and you can't see him in reality. You can only see him in the reflection. And then, you get a closer look at the guy, and he's like covered in scratches. He's got scratches all over his arms and his face and his neck, from the little kid, the ghost little kid that's scratching at him. What's with all the scary little kids in Korea and Japan? What's that about? What are they saying about children? So the only problem with like these movies is you have to 100% pay attention unless you speak Korean, because you're reading subtitles and it's so easy to get lost. And I love just consulting the phone and checking on things. So I would have to like go back. Wait, what happened? What happened? Because they're speaking Korean. Papa One says, the story behind the videos is my dad asked Mama One to record his voice in videos of him, but don't tell me. He wanted her to give them to me when he eventually passed. He made some for my son. And Coco says, have you seen the movie called The Strangers? Is that the home invasion one? Yes, I have. Starring Aowen. Cloudy says, Super Antonio, they hunt pigeons near the train tracks entering Saint Denis, but you can also see them hunting near Valentine as well. I will look for them, Cloudy. Papa One says, as he made some for Mama One, who said he was like a daughter to him. He made recordings for my son for his birthdays, age 1 to 21. He said, he hoped we didn't have to see them for a long time. David says, my daughter watches Korean dramas. Well, yeah, but these are Korean ghost stories, completely different. Cloudy says, one of my favorite Korean films is Parasite. Yeah, that's a good one. Papa One says, my dad only lived 2 years after that. When he died, I lost myself, and all of his advice helped me heal. I never forget, at the end of one of those videos, he always told me to be the dad to Brandon like I was to you. Words to live by, Papa One. Yeah, so that's the only disadvantage about Korean movies for me, is that I have to pay attention. But it was a super scary movie. The good news is I can watch scary movies again. And interestingly, what season is that? I watched another season of American Horror Story. American Horror Story Cult. I think that's season 5. Yeah, it's yeah, it was right after Roanoke and right before Apocalypse. And I originally didn't like it because it's not supernatural. It's the only season that is not supernatural at all. And it deals with the 2016 election and aftermath, and about cults, a murderous cult that develops of killer clowns. But after the events in Butler, PA, I thought I needed to see this season, and I'm really glad I did. I enjoyed it a lot more this time. Chrissy says, that was one of the worst for American Horror Story. I would recommend giving it a rewatch after all the craziness of last week, because it was very interesting. This because it's from 2017, so it's like 7 years old, and all the craziness and insanity in that season is happening right now. David says, just started watching The Walking Dead. Oh, well, you and Serena have a lot in common. That's Serena's favorite. Papa One says, on a happier note, he also told Brandon to always be sure to give me just enough hell to keep things interesting, LOL. He told him on his the 21st tape that he hopes he wasn't watching the video, but drinking whiskey with him. And he said, if I'm not to be sure to live free and live happy, and also don't go to sleep face down while drunk. Cloudy says, have you watched Old Boy? Yes, I have, Cloudy. That's also another good one. But I love J-horror and Japanese movies. I love Japanese movies more than Korean, but I think Koreans have been doing a better job. Coco asks, what are your thoughts about the Halloween movies with Michael Myers? Love them. John Carpenter is one of my favorite directors of all time. Halloween 1 from 1977, I believe, with Jamie Lee Curtis and basically her first role. Great theme song. Yeah, I love all the Halloween movies. Even the remakes with Rob Zombie. Chrissy says, I am an American Horror Story fan, have been since Murder House. Same here, Chrissy. Except for the last one. Well, not the last one, the second to last one. I don't have FX, so I watch them as they become available on Amazon Prime. And the last one was set in New York in the 80s. And it seemed, I didn't even finish it. It was about a gay serial killer, and it was just gay. And American Horror Story has always been a little gay, perhaps 40% gay, but this is more like 95% gay. And, it's just, as much as I love the 80s and the music and the fashion, and it's just way too gay. So I didn't watch it. But the double feature before that in 1985, I recently rewatched 1985, and I think 1985 might be my favorite American Horror Story series. Odog says, I should watch Red Dawn for Serena. The last one was in Australia, I think. I didn't know that, Odog, but you should. Coco says, have you seen Halloween Ends? Yes, I did. I didn't like it because it ended. And I don't like seeing Jamie Lee Curtis that old. I know people age, and it's better than the alternative, but it's just sad. And also, it's like so many of these older actors and older writers, they get involved with social media, and and in order to stay relevant, they get into these weird arguments, and their politics just, I really, it just kind of ruins their body of work when you get political and you alienate one side or the other side. So yeah, part of that. So I just, I don't like grown up social media Jamie Lee Curtis. Coco says, I watched Halloween Ends and it was horrible. And David says, I had the Halloween theme song for my wife's ringtone for a while. That was written by John Carpenter. One thing I always enjoyed about John Carpenter is he scored his own his movies. Let's go fishing with Hamish. You weren't here for Martian Mondays, David, but all we did was fish with John.
What are we fishing for? Only one thing worth catching in this lake. The great tyrant.
And Chrissy says, David, that is rude. And David says, it's true. Mama One says, Papa One watches German movies, mainly war. I can't keep up with it like he can. He also speaks German okay, mainly from his dad. He was fluent due to his father. And David says, Trading Places. Cloudy says, Halloween Ends was a 4 out of 10 for me. Yeah, well, I don't really, Rob Zombie isn't a great director. As much as I admire him as a musician and I like his vision, he's an okay director. He's kind of like from the Quentin Tarantino school of directing, where he's super inspired by all the movies that he's seen, and he makes movies based on his favorite scenes. Except Quentin Tarantino can just do it so much better. David Mama once says, I wish they could let you give dogs a treat like game meat or bones. Yeah. Would have been similar to their diets in 1899. Dogs ate scraps. And Glennis says, I love to fish in this game. Miko says Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies was wow. She sure was Jamie. She sure was Miko. What's that about? Also Trading Places. David says, Trading Places, Miko. Yes, Miko. If you have not seen Trading Places, you need to get it on Blu-ray. Right now. Chrissy says, I liked his Halloween movies. I think I've seen every movie that he's made, Rob Zombie. But, they're okay. Glennis says, I wish we could pet all the cats in this game. Yeah, you can't do anything with a cat except say, hey, kitty, or scold him, but I never scold him. Glennis says, love True Lies, especially the horse scene. And Chrissy says, but the rest, he reused all his actors, talking about Rob Zombie. I like how he always finds a role for Mrs. Zombie, Sherry Moon Zombie. And I'm glad they're still together. Papa One says, Glennis, I've been trying to play this game. Mama One is showing me. I love to fish and I enjoy hunting because I can't do it as much as I used to. I love big game hunting. I remember hunting wolves. And Miko says, just Google the pics from Trading Places. I agree. Also, wow. Yes, wow and woof. I'm surprised O-Dog isn't involved in this conversation. Now I have to. Trading Places. Jamie Lee Curtis. Yep, comes up immediately. Also, in that, Dan Aykroyd does blackface in that movie. I bet, see if you can find a used copy, because I bet if you get a new copy, that will be edited out. David says, watch the movie, Miko. Cloudy says, I still need to watch Lords of Salem. That movie's all over the place, Cloudy. It's not great. But if you love Sherry Moon Zombie, as I do, you might like it. And it's set in Salem. Have you, Chrissy, have you seen Lords of Salem? That's a very witchy movie. It also stars, who's that lady from They Live? Meg Foster. Meg Foster's in it. She has aged very well. Meg Foster. She plays one of the witches. David says, I'm playing football. And Papa One says they were almost wiped out by the 30s. Then conservation brought them back up. Speaking about wolves. In Georgia, there are some wolves. We live in rural Georgia. It can be rare seeing them. Well, I hope you play the fiddle, Papa One, because sometimes the devil comes down to Georgia.
You can speed that up a little.
Miko says, I'll look for it, thanks, David. And Odog says, you can stream it. It's on Hulu and Paramount Plus. Yeah, Odog, but I bet you they'd censor the blackface scene. Papa One says, most of our problems was coyote or foxes. One reason we fenced in all of our acres. Most people won't fence in a property when you have more than 100 acres, but Dad insisted. Our Amish friends built it. Interesting. Chrissy says, yeah, you have to be high to watch Lords of Salem. I'm sure, yeah, but it's set in Salem, and she plays a DJ. I mean, on paper it sounds great. She's a DJ for like a radio station in Salem, an indie record store, and she gets a record that is haunted. or cursed or something. I don't remember. And she finds a witch cult. David says Sid Haig is in Bone Tomahawk. I like Sid Haig. He just recently passed, I think. Papa One says, we gave them several horses and they helped provide lumber. If we would have used regular fencing company, it would have been close to 20 to 40 grand properly. And Odog says, I'll let you know later. Yes, Odog, you watch it and give me a report. Chrissy says, Sid Haig creeps me out. I liked him in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Bring it in now. Strong, 80.
David says, I use hold to reel for fishing. 9 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Just kind of hanging out, a mostly peaceful live stream. I was going to entitle this live stream Mostly Peaceful, Let's Go Marston. But that just seemed too political. But I thought it was funny. But I didn't. Yeah, well. Coco says, have you seen the Terrifier movies? Yes, I have. If you have, which one do you like more? Part 1 or Part 2? Part 2, probably because I like that girl. But they're both basically the same movies. It's kind of like The Evil Dead and The Evil Dead 2. They just had more money for Terrifier 2. But yeah, I like that clown. I forget his name. But I really like the girl in Terrifier 2. David says, I don't have the fingers of a young man. That's okay, David. Nobody does, even young men. And Glennis says, I liked that title. Chrissy says, I have wanted to see the Terrifier movies, just haven't had the time. Evil, scary clown, super, super ridiculously gory. Like ridiculously old school gore, and it's all analog. It's there's no CGI at all. So it's very much like an 80s style modern horror movie. But like the gore and special effects is amped up to like 11. And he's a very scary, evil clown. What's his name? Art the Clown is his name.
I appreciate the company. That's one hell of a fish. Ain't he something? So long. Hey, you ever...
Coco says, I hear they're making a Terrifier 3. Yes. That's why I thought you were mentioning it. There's Buell. We can't get him yet. The more New Order Amish will be better and more friendly. I got one of my favorite memories of Papa One, which made me fall in love with him again. Falling in love again, what am I to do? That's a little Marlena Dietrich for you. But that, my friends, is about all I have for you tonight. I really appreciate you being here. Shout out to the mods. New mod, Miko. Congratulations, friend. Odog, David, Chrissy, Mama One, Papa One, Serena. I miss you, my dear. We shall return tomorrow night with a Saturday movie night. Since David and Chrissy are here, we shall do a Sinister Sundays. That is witchy, but I'm not sure what type of witchy situation we shall do. But it'll get done. Odog, I will do some research on NCAA. I already forgot the number on that video game you told me about. Thank you, friends. I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed this stream. And